It's a little late for me to be talking about these kinds of things, but I've been saying to myself that I'm gonna do this for the past few days now, so I might as well do it. Good afternoon to all that's holy and unholy. I'm Jeff. This video is a bit of a random thoughts video with an overarching theme. You see, for the past week or so, I have been stressed out because of thesis work, and then a lot of negative stuff that's been happening. The Barcelona terror attack, the killing of Kian de los Santos, North Korea launching a missile over Japan. We're living in extremely tough and divisive times. And because of that, discussing these kinds of events isn't really easy. Random thought 1. Because of all of this, I implore everyone, regardless of their political stance, that we discuss these events without trying to go overboard on each other. Give the other person in the convo some time to talk. Don't try to throw ad hominems and insults at each other because the other person is stupid or something like that. I have friends, okay, who are admittedly defensive of this administration so far. One of them shared a cartoon in which the illustration features 2 lines. One line, the Justice for Kian line, had so many people lined up, but the justice for drug abuse victims only had 1 person behind it. In their view, it kind of seems like we're forgetting about the fact that there are drug-related cases out there. Now, I felt really tempted to go and argue that both of those things are technically standing for the same thing, but thesis. But then I remembered the way that I talked to them about the Marawi crisis earlier this year. One of them was pretty mad about the whole Senate inquiry on the decision to declare martial law. We had that discussion, and throughout the whole thing, this person was really civil. No insults, just moderately long blocks of text that we had to read through. It felt a lot more like 2 friends talking than a live TV debate about which side is the right side. Random thought 2, my stand. I saw my friend Nikki's video about Kian's death and the death of many others like him because of the drug war, and needless to say, she did her job. Worked on me. I felt uncomfortable. Maybe because I didn't speak out enough, or maybe I just wasn't in the right place. But since then, I've considered which stand I'm taking on this whole thing. Because you see, my whole life I've been the sort of guy that prefers to take the kinder option first. I mean, sure, I will eventually hate you forever if you keep screwing with me, but if you screw with me once, I'll be more likely to forgive you. End of story. Not because I want to be a tattletale, not because I want to be the bigger man. It just feels right. And if asking for the right kind of justice is the weirdest thing to do right now, then I'm doing it. I've never been the sort of person that envisions himself following the mainstream, so it's not just something I can articulate in a few seconds, you know. Random thought 3. A conclusion. For those who think that I'm only addressing one way, that the system has screwed Filipinos over, don't be angered. As much as I'm pissed off about this whole drug war and the killing of innocent people, I'm also pissed off when people do really nasty things under the influence of drugs. Those things don't have different moral weights, they're all equal. But there's the rub. Sometimes it's like we're living in a culture that's giving us so many mixed signals on what to be more pissed off about. At the end of the day, I think we should take injustice for what it is. But at the same time, we have to remember that the capacity for evil lives inside each and every one of us as much as all of us can do good. Because of all that, I don't want us to fight over all of these negative things. As corny and as worthlessly idealistic as that sounds, we don't have to talk as if we're gonna die if we're gonna turn out the wrong ones in this conversation. I guess to connect all of this together, an anecdote. At the end of this long weekend, I went to the Ayala Museum, and when I got home, I was hit by allergic flu. During all that sickness, I began to realize that hope still exists, and it's something that we seemingly haven't acknowledged in the longest time. Maybe hope will be the only thing that's gonna serve as our common characteristic in these divisive arse times. So, For everyone else that agrees with what I've said, thanks for choosing to take this stand. And for those who don't, I'm actually thankful to all of you as well. Because we need this kind of dialogue to happen. Because if we don't, we just get stuck with everyone on every side being blind. We have to show to each other the good points and the bad points of what we believe in, because at the end of the day, evil lives inside us all. And so, we can't all be right 100% of the time. I hope that when you all consider this, I hope that just like me, you will all choose someday to show the kinder option first. I've been Jeff, and thanks for hearing me out.